Welcome one, welcome all, welcome to Mars. Well, no, not yet. But welcome to Mars Horizon, a beautiful little game. I was pleasantly surprised by this thing. I'd had it on my Steam list for a while, and yesterday it pops up in my inbox saying, "It's out! It's been released!" And I fully expected to go to the Steam page to find out it's in early access. And, still unfinished. Much to my surprise, not only is it finished, it's a beautiful little game. It's got a UI, a user experience even, that rivals Amplitude's Endless Legend, Endless Space series. They make beautiful user interfaces, and this one it's probably competing for the title. I mean, it's really, really pleasant to look at, very clear, easy to read, and it's got these nice little clicks that are very pleasant to hear. And what's more is they've taken the Amplitude method of not using right click for anything in the game except to go back to where you were, the previous menu, the previous exit out of whatever you're in. It's so nice. It's so nice. And before we even get started, I'm just going to give you my little review. I recommend it. It's only $20. It feels like it should be at least a $30 game. The amount of polish on the experience is very high for a $20 game. I will say that it's probably not a $40 game because it's not got a lot of replayability unless you're really, really into the theme and you want to try out a bunch of different things or play it on a harder difficulty level. But unlike games like Civilization, where you've got a random map that can really change the puzzle that you're presented with at any given moment, from game to game to game, this one is the same series of challenges. It's the same series of things to research. Now, you can try out different research orders, and you can adapt to the slightly different conditions that occur as a result of that, but the end goal is always the same. It's to try to get to Mars before the computer opponents get there. And so to me, that means that once I finish it, I'm probably not going to want to come back to it for quite a while until I've kind of forgotten what the game was like. But if you're into this kind of stuff, if you like the Apollo missions and space exploration for science, and if you liked Kerbal Space Program, here's a perfect analogy. Kerbal Space Program is all about the micromanagement of space exploration. You have to manually adjust the exact window for this and that and make sure you've got the exact orbit and the exact amount of fuel. This one's all about the macro management of a space program. And I find that to be very cool. We've got our choice of space agency to select from. They all have their different beneficial bonuses. And they also have starting antagonistic relationships with various factions that can affect things. So we get more astronaut recruits as the U.S., additional contractors, and we get additional support if we win the milestone races. The Soviet Union can launch anytime, so they can maybe beat you to a particular milestone because they launched in the winter when normally nobody else can launch. They say, screw it, we're doing it anyway. We know about winter. They can have a lot more astronauts on staff without breaking the bank. China's got research cost reduction for buildings and building cost reduction, so they can really build up a large and expansive headquarters with lots of valuable buildings that contribute without really breaking the bank. 100% of the first phase science reward for failed launches. Oh, interesting. So they are all about, well, our launch reliability is only 55%, but we're going anyway, because we'll get something out of it. Achieving a top 3 milestone rank grants science bonus of 25%. So the Americans got bonus support for coming in top 3 for a milestone race. And they also get bonus funds for lucrative request missions. All science-related building adjacency bonus are doubled. So that makes their base layout more important. We're gonna play as the U.S. because I just, man, I got a little bit. I love NASA. You can rename the headquarters. You can rename this. Can you change the flag? You can. You can pick whatever flag you want. We're gonna keep the main concept there. And then you can also change the traits. I'll keep them. I'll keep the traits the way they are. You start antagonistic with one faction, friendly with another, and neutral with two others. And that can change over the course of the game. So we're just going to play the default, but customizing your own agency is a pretty cool idea. We'll play on Pioneer. Missions are tough and other space agencies will be extremely competitive. We're not going to have the tutorial because I've played through the tutorial already. And this is an interesting option. We're going to provide the opportunity to auto-resolve request missions. That is the default, and I think that's a good thing. Now, this is an interesting thing. Okay, so you can see what the difficulty changes. So you get lower funding, so you're going to have to really pinch your pennies and make sure that everything you spend money on counts. The AI space agencies will be more competitive. Mission task requirements will be increased. So you have to be extra careful about how you launch. Yeah, we're not customizing the difficulty. So we're turning off the tutorial, we're leaving everything else default, and we're going to Pioneer. Welcome, Director. The space race has begun. Staying ahead of the pack will require unprecedented feats of engineering, and no shortage of daring. Your role is to develop our space program, leading us into orbit and beyond, keep our agency at the forefront of space science, and inspire generations to come with our triumphs. Good luck, Director. If I could name my character, I'd name him Cave Johnson. Okay, so the Spacepedia is going to pop up over here and tell me that I have a lot of things to read, and that's fine. I'm not going to read them all, but there's a lot of cool historical context in here that I actually got sucked into reading once I was like, I got to clear out these blue icons, and then I started reading it, and I was like, oh, I don't have time for this. I have to figure out how this thing works so I can play it on the stream. Okay, so here's the bulk of the game is research. You've got missions, buildings, and vehicles, all split into 5 different eras. You can see the era on the left. The first era is the dawn of spaceflight. And then era 2, era 3, era 4, and then era 5 is... I'm sorry, it looks like era 4 is the max. And that is the final goal, Orion, which lets you get to Mars. That's the final mission, the one that everything leads up to. You're trying to get to that before anybody else. If you can get to any of these other missions before anybody else, it'll make things easier. So, we've unlocked test launch. Do we have the vehicles for the test launch? Yes. We've already got a sounding rocket. So what we want to do probably is start our research on a small launch pad, because we can't do anything without that. We're getting 112 science per month. Some of that is because we're friendly with the ESA. We're getting a little boost to our funding every month as well because we have an antagonistic relationship with the USSR. And you can see that here. When you have good relations with somebody, it improves your science output. When you have bad relations with somebody, it improves your funding because the government wants you to beat them. And allied status allows you access to their contractors. Interesting. I haven't seen the contractors yet. I haven't been there. So here we can get some information on what each of the other factions are currently doing. So we've chosen our research. We now have to plan our first mission, which is the test launch. Sounding rocket. It is 1957. And a sounding rocket, you don't actually choose the construction. Impavid? Sure, that seems like a good name for a sounding rocket. It's going to take us 2 months to build it. 25% launch reliability. There's really not a lot that we can adjust on this very first mission. It's all pre-selected for you for all intents and purposes. And we can see what's coming up. In 12 months, we're getting a funding review. And what that means is we want to have our support go up to above at least 150. If we can get to 150 by the time we get to that funding review, we'll get more funding next year. So the funding per month is set at the beginning of each year. So we'll go ahead and advance time. We've got the ability to build a small launch pad. And this is a sort... the game is filled with mini games, right? Hello, Blast Pop. Yeah, I was always kind of a little bit interested in that Buzz Aldrin game, but I never really thought it was going to be any good. I haven't checked it out 100%, but it had the tenor of a game that wasn't going to be great. So I can't compare it to that, though maybe I should. I don't know. Do you think it was any good? Maybe I haven't heard any recommendations for or against the Buzz Aldrin one. But this one is very high level. It's abstract. It's not super realistic, but it's still fun. It's a fun puzzle. It's got such a great interface. The sound is good. This little music in the background, these audio cues. I love it. I love the whole thing. So there's an adjacency bonus mini game here that kind of, if you put the launch site next to your main headquarters, it reduces your reliability, probably because they have to try to not hit the headquarters. If you put it next to the, whatever that building is there, the vehicle hangar, then it reduces launch costs, or vehicle build time, rather. So there's some cool options. I think we're going to put this... I can't put it there, so I'll put it here. I would like to put it here, but clearing these rocks is very expensive. It costs $1.5 million, and we only have 73,000, so that ain't going to happen. We're just going to go ahead and put it right there. There goes all our budget building a thing. You know, I kind of had hoped that this would be randomized each time, but even this is the same exact look that I saw. It's exactly the same as it was the first time I played. Alright, we got to set research. So, I think it's probably not a bad idea. This increases payload reliability. This increases launch reliability. We're going to go ahead and do research lab. Get a new building next. Or do we want to do a mission first? Yeah, let's do the mission first. Alright, small launch pad is complete. It's going to show us the test launch vehicle is complete as well. Sounding rocket, ready to go. Every time you construct a rocket, there's some randomized factor that will play into it. In this case, we got a good randomized factor. Sometimes you get a good and a bad one together. Sometimes you'll be told while it's under construction that we found an error that's going to cost $100,000 to fix. You can either leave the error in there and say, screw it, we'll take our chances, or you fix it and increase reliability. So, remember, we are not allowed to do a lot with this first mission. It's very simple. It's going to be basically the same every single time you play, because it's the very simple, just launch a rocket into upper atmosphere. It's not even into orbit yet. So we can't do training, we can't select a crew, and we're just going to choose the earliest launch window possible. The reason you'll choose later launch windows in the future is because when you've built training facilities, you can train your people for a particular mission, and it increases either the science you get out of it, the reliability of the launch, or the reliability of the actual mission itself. So the longer you wait until launching the mission, the better results you're going to get from one of those options. We're just going to launch this one ASAP, because you can only have so many missions happening at any given time. So I can't do another mission while this one's still in the planning and training phase. You can increase that limit in the future. Alright, we've only got 30% reliability on the launch pad, so there's a good chance this thing blows up. I would have also liked it if this actually looked like your facility that you were building out. So the conditions are only adequate. Well, we're going to go anyway.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Cross your fingers.
Lift off.
Didn't blow up on the pad. We've checked that box. It looks like it's at least mostly a success. So here's the randomized chance. Ah, it made it into the blue. Secure launch. There's a negative effect here that could cause a penalty. Maybe you don't get as much good science as you had hoped from the mission. And then down here, there's a critical failure. The whole thing's blown up. And then up here, you get a bonus. Obviously, we have very low original reliability on this rocket. But every time you launch a rocket, you'll get some benefit to the next launch. You'll learn a lot. Your scientists, your engineers will figure out what went right, what went wrong, and they'll improve upon it for the next time. And we were the first one to hit that milestone, so we get a bonus of 50 support. We're always going to get this much science, but we get some bonus support because we made it first. And I think that's because of who we are, right? Achieving a top 3 milestone grants double support bonus. So normally you'd only get 25 for coming in first, but I, as the United States, get 50. So now we've got to choose a new mission, but we don't have another mission. We can't do this milestone mission again. Milestone's already been completed. This one's locked in. We got first place. Everybody else is still catching up. And it's interesting that you noticed I was just able to do this right away. The AI can never do the first mission as fast as you can. I'm not sure why. They beat me to a lot of these other ones, but I don't know why they couldn't do the first mission as fast as me. Either way, there are no request missions here, and I haven't unlocked the next milestone mission, so right now I'm just waiting for the science to come in up here. And what's more, I got a bunch of bonus science for that mission, so this month we're going to be rolling in the science. Alright, so we've researched artificial satellite, and we've reached Era 1 and unlocked the moon, which has lunar orbit and crewed lunar landing. That's going to take a while, though. So artificial satellite is still locked because we do not have the right research yet. We've unlocked the mission itself, but not the payload, which, I don't know, it seems weird that they're separate, but we'll get the payload next. Like, there's no point. We can't even start the mission plan until we've got the payload. It just kind of breaks it up into 2 steps artificially. And because we don't have any good payloads or anything else, we can't do anything at the moment. So there's the research complete. Now we can actually start planning the mission, even though we don't have the parts yet to build the launch vehicle. We haven't designed them. We're still going to plan the mission around having them in the future. So this is an interesting situation. We can choose how we get our payload. We get our basic standard Explorer payload, or we can get one with good comms module, or we can get one with a lower build cost, cheaper but lower reliability as well, or we can get one with increased power. Now this one gets a 2-star rating. Honestly, this one's nicer. It costs more, but it's going to be more likely to be successful than this one, probably. And you can see more info about... There's a bunch of different modules on the payload, and this one only has 2, but the more complex payloads have 3, 4, I think maybe even 5 or 6 of them. And each mission that you're planning has a certain objective. You have to generate this many resources, communication and data. So we could do this to make it easier to generate data. The problem is the payload reliability on this thing is only 65%, and if we do that, we lower it even further. So instead, I think I'm going to increase the cost and increase our power availability from 4 to 6. That gives us a higher chance to deal with this low reliability and still complete the mission. So we'll see how that actually shakes out later. We'll pay the increased cost, and we'll start building the payload, which is going to take a certain amount of time, right? It's going to take a certain amount of time anyway, and that's partly based on this particular type we made. Now, in this case, all of them are 2 months, but I can see a thing in the future that one of these varieties will get built faster and less reliably or something like that. But it's always going to be 2 months here. So we'll build the payload, and once it's built, we'll have an unrevealed trait. Something about it is going to be unique. Meanwhile, we've got to build the systems that are going to support this. So we need the booster rocket and the upper stage, the Viking. Now, we could pick any of these other versions as well. These ones happen to be perfectly capable. There we go. Vanguard research is complete. And now we're going to do upper stage. So, somehow, we're hoping that we can do this in a month. Yeah, okay, we were able to do it. We had enough left over. Gonna do some science. Streamlining the payload design has decreased demand on the vehicle's structural stability, so it cost less. But we got a lower support reward because the mission has not captured the public's attention. So now we have to pick our vehicle, and this is where you actually get to design your rocket. It's not as micromanagey as Kerbal Space Program. In fact, this very first mission after the sounding rocket is very, very simple. Again, you could build your upper stage out of any of these things. We've only researched one of them. And what your upper stage needs to do is it needs two things. It needs to be able to have a capacity to carry the payload. The payload is 15... That's not 15 kilograms. It's got to be 15 tons? Maybe it's 15? No, the whole top stage is 15 kilograms? 15,000 kilograms? I don't know. Anyway, you need an upper stage that equals that value. And you need to have a minimum range on the rocket, on the booster, on the upper stage. So we picked this, and you can see it perfectly matches exactly what we need for this payload. Now, we could also pick one of these much, much heavier upper stages that could definitely do it. In fact, this upper stage could even go to the moon, but obviously that still has a lot of research, and it's very expensive. We don't need to spend $125,000 in 3 months, what we can do with 50 in 1 month. No problem. Now, the interesting thing about this game is its push your luck mechanic. If you want to beat the Soviets to having the first human in space, you might have to cut some corners. You might have to use a rocket that is brand new, not super well tested, not super reliability, but you might need to try it anyway if they're close to getting there before you. So that's the interesting element of this, because every time you launch a rocket, remember, the reliability goes up a little bit. So this, for example, this booster stage, every time you launch, it goes up 3% reliability, up to a maximum of an additional 15%, because there's 5 levels. So that would bring it up to 75% reliability, which is quite good. That doesn't mean 25% of it fails catastrophically. It means that 25% of the time it fails either minor failure or catastrophically. It's probably 4 or 5% catastrophic failure. So anyway, we're selecting this part. Now that we've picked an upper stage that's able to carry the payload, we've got to pick a booster stage that is going to carry the upper stage, which seems weird to me, right? This upper stage that we chose is 300 kilograms or whatever this value is here, but the booster doesn't have to carry the payload? That seems weird. It seems like the booster should need to match the upper stage plus the payload. The upper stage weighs 300, the payload weighs 15. We should need a booster that does 315 minimum. Those are additive. It's not just carrying the upper stage, it's also carrying the payload, but whatever. It appears to have been slightly adjusted for convenience. Okay, so we're building this vehicle. Vehicle approved. And again, you notice I haven't made a huge amount of choices yet, but it does open up as you play. Because now that we've got this mission, we get to choose which of these 2 missions are we going to go for next. We can kind of look and see what our opponents are doing. They're still doing test launch. They're researching Sputnik. They're not doing anything. We could take this moment to build a research lab, which improves the scientific yield from missions. China completed their sounding rocket, so they came to second place. Our vehicle is now complete. It's got, bad launch reliability. But the payload reliability is higher. That's good. We still don't have training. So we're going to set a launch date. And because we don't have training, we're just going to launch it in the soonest optimal time we can. And if we knew that these guys were launching at a particular date, that would show up here. And we'd be able to, like, try to beat them by 1 month, for example. Meanwhile, we're launching next month. We need to choose a new research. We've got a research lab. I think we should probably Pioneer payload or the Eden payload. Let's do lunar orbit. Go ahead and unlock that. And that will require us to unlock some more vehicles. But for now, let's get the mission started. Planning that mission. Artificial satellite is a go. The Chinese are actually close behind us. So if this launch fails, they might actually get there before us. But it looks like they're planning to launch in 10 months. It's raining. Ugh. Hatshepsuts. Hatshepsut. Sounds Egyptian. Yeah, I think we've got to reschedule because we already had bad launch reliability. We've got to reschedule for next month. For December. And hope for the best. Alright, let's try this one. Our launch reliability is bad. We're hoping for really good conditions. Looks okay. Launch day, clear, no rain. Good conditions, yes, there's an extra 6% chance. So you can see our launch reliability is 59%. What that means is the chance of the best possible bonus outcome and nothing special happens is 59%. So there's a 41% chance that something goes wrong, 10% chance that it goes catastrophically wrong.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Come on. All right, they've launched.
We have liftoff.
Didn't blow up on the pad. I don't know if it's possible to blow up on the pad. I haven't seen it yet. I have seen it blow up at this point. But it looks like it's going to make it. All right, I think we have an artificial satellite, ladies and gentlemen. Oh. -1 power for the duration of the mission. Ugh. We learned a little bit about our booster and upper stage rockets, though. Those are now going to be more reliable in the future. So this is the mini game involved in actually completing the mission itself and getting the prize. Launching the rocket is no longer enough. Now we have to complete the mission. And what the mission is to generate a certain number of resources. In this case, we need 2 comms and 2 data by the time we run out of turns and commands here. And if we can get 3 and 3, we'll get a bonus objective. Now remember, the payload's default power is 4. We had 6 because we built it with a more expensive battery. And now we're down to 5 because during the launch something happened and it knocked out one of the battery cells or something, I don't know. So, we get 4 turns with 2 commands each turn. And we only need 3 and 3. Which means we're going to need some power generation at some point. So that would be 2 power. To generate all the resources we need. Because we need 3, right? And if our first command is to spend some power generating a communications research, then our second command is to spend a power and a communications to generate data. That will get us exactly what we need on the first turn for data. Then we can do the same thing for the objective, and we'll probably win. Oh, wow. We actually did so well, we generated extra communications. Now we're spending a communications and a power. Oh, damn! We generated too much data. We don't need that much. So now, all we need to do is get to 3 communications and we will have achieved the bonus objective. 2 is required to win, 3 is required for bonus. Now, we have an extra data. We could just do this. Yeah, that's all we need to do. And it didn't fail, so that means we've passed. Everybody's cheering! Woo! That minigame got passed with flying colors! Woo! One moment, gotta ban somebody. There we go. Spamming in Twitch chat. Who does that? Alright. So, we've got 300 science for 2 months. So 600 total, but parcel that over a couple of months while we analyze the data collected from that rocket. We were the first to complete the artificial satellite, so we've got a lot of options. We're planning our lunar orbit mission, but we've also unlocked the ability to build a research lab. This will allow us to train our researchers to produce better science outcome. So this will reduce vehicle build cost and payload build cost. Oh, but this has a penalty because it doesn't. You don't want the research lab to be right next to the rocket, because then you'll have a bit of a problem with the researchers being distracted by all the launches. So do we put it here, or do we put it here? This allows another set of possibilities, so we're going to build it there. Now we're still doing that research, so we got to hit next event. But do we have any possibilities for a request? Yes. So there is we can't do any of these milestone missions. They're all locked. The milestone missions are races. You got to get there before anybody else. And there's missions on each individual planetary body. So we're researching the moon situation. But because we have the basic materials to get something into as a satellite, we now have the option to launch requests. This is not us planning these missions. Somebody else is coming to us and say, hey, do this for us. We'll give you some stuff. Launch a suborbital sounding rocket to measure the effects of solar radiation in the Earth's upper atmosphere. So some university somewhere is sponsoring this mission, and they'll reward us with some science, and we'll get a lot of support out of it. So we're going to plan this mission. Since we only have 1 mission slot and we can't use it for anything else, we're going to go ahead and do this. Doesn't have good reliability, but we can't do anything about that. The sounding rocket is what it is. Fears over artificial satellite. Following your agency launching the first artificial satellite, several foreign newspapers have claimed that the satellite represents a global security threat. The other 4 major space agencies requested that your agency release full specifications of your Explorer payload to prove its scientific purpose and quell public anxiety. Well, we don't want to reveal that we've actually filled it with laser beams. I don't think we want to share our science. I think we're going to reject it. We lost 15 reputation with the other agencies. Good! We don't care about them. So here's our budget review. We've managed to make it all the way to Tier 3 funding. So we've got a big increase in the amount of funding we got. We also finished our lunar orbital research. Now we need a payload for the lunar orbit. And we need to continue... Ah, Anubis is being built. A lot of Egyptian names here, huh? So there it is. It got a little bit of extra launch reliability. That's nice. It's not going to blow up on the pad. So again, everything is a little simple early on. It sort of eases you in, but it gets a lot more interesting as you go. Oh, no! I didn't realize I chose a suboptimal date. We got to reschedule. Yeah, we're going to reschedule for next month. Oh, and we can do training now, potentially. So here's how training works. You can choose from amongst 3 options. Training which increases the science output of a mission, training which increases the launch reliability, and training that increases the payload reliability. But you need a building for each of those. I only built the first building, so training for science is the only thing that I can do. Now, I had chosen a suboptimal date, and that's bad, but I can wait up to 5 months to get a bonus to the science that we get from here. I think 5 months is too much. I think I'm going to be ready to start planning the other mission. No, I'm still going to need to research all this stuff. So yeah, let's do this over 5 months. Get a big boost to the output. And you can see the colors showing the other people doing their satellites and stuff. I think that's my satellite, actually. So we go to the next month. Our research is done on the Pioneer rocket. Or the Pioneer payload, I should say. So now we've got to start picking some vehicles. So we got to take a quick look at the Pioneer payload. It requires 35 is its mass. So we need an upper stage that can carry 35. This can carry up to 350. This can carry 500. And this can carry 500. So any of these will do. What's the difference between them? This one has a very low reliability, cost, and time. So this one's fast to build. Right now we're winning the race. I don't think we need to worry about that. This one's got a much, higher reliability. It's got the highest capacity of any of them. This one's even higher reliability. This Able is like, that's your bog standard, like, yeah, make sure you build this thing. This one, these ones all cost more in research too. I think we want these 2 in the end. This one's just too unreliable. That's garbage. 45% is the maximum reliability. No, thank you. Build time of 3 months. Build time of 3 months. Well, we have plenty of money. So let's... If the only difference between these two... Oh, this one can carry 500 capacity. So we'll get that one eventually. But let's get this one first. It's just more reliable. Okay, so Able's done being researched. Now we need to choose a booster rocket that can carry Able. Able is 1,000. This is 1,200. Jupiter's a little bit more. So this one has a 1,200 capacity. Is also very reliable. Oh, interesting. This one gets up to 80% reliability. And starts at 75. It goes from 75 to 80. This one goes from 65 to 90. Eventually, this one becomes better. They're both the same amount of time to research. So this one starts out lower. It's also, however, has a lower capacity. So this can't carry a Jupiter stage. If I ever have to carry something heavy, I'll have to research Jupiter as a booster. You know what? This is enough reliability. Even though this one's cheaper, I'm going for more money. We're the Americans, we're the United States, we're going to spend the money necessary to make sure that this works for us. The prospect of launching the first human into space is dominating the newspapers. Most have labeled it an impossible endeavor, whilst the less skeptical outlets claim a rival agency are bound to get there first. We will win the race for space. That's just how it is. Alright, so we finally got our test launch at the right time. We've boosted the science output by 25%, and we're just hoping that it doesn't blow up on the pad. Good conditions are going to help that. Now we've got a 50-50 flip. I think negative events can't really hurt sounding rockets.
5, 4,
The catastrophic failures can, of course.
1.
Here goes.
We have liftoff.
Now, the mini-games you play with the payload, this one doesn't have a payload because it's a sounding rocket, but the mini-games that you play with the payload seem like they could get a little old after a while, and one of the things the game does is for these request missions, these ones that you're doing in between your milestone missions, they added an auto-resolve function, so you have to go through it yourself. It'll just roll a die based on your payload reliability and what it's got available to it, and it'll randomly see whether you failed or passed with flying colors, or failed miserably. So we got some science. That's going to help us. And that's one of the main reasons to take one of those missions. Now, I think we are ready to start planning our lunar orbiter. And we're going to get there before anybody else. What is everybody else researching, and what are they planning right now? So they're launching an artificial satellite. They're behind us. We just launched ours not too long ago. We're very antagonistic with them. Holy moly. We're still kind of friendly with the ESA. They don't have any upcoming. They're currently researching animal in space. So that is what they're going for. We're going for the lunar thing. They're going for animal in space. Sputnik 2. Oh, wow. Did Sputnik 1 fail miserably? Is that why they're still on... Oh, they're doing an artificial satellite as well. And these guys... Oh, okay. The Japanese are trying to race us to lunar orbit. So that's who we got to watch out for. But we're going to start planning our lunar orbiter. We're going to choose the Pioneer payload. Whee! All right. For this mission, what do we need? We need to generate... Oh, there's 2 phases to this. Perform translunar injection, and then achieve lunar orbit. So data is obviously a very important thing here. This payload comes with good planetary observation data collection, but could it be better? It could. So I think that's probably what we want to do. The prototype is just cheaper. Lower reliability. Now what's interesting is that's very low reliability for better comms. Instead, I think we want the observation module. 75 goes to 65. I think that's the best bet for us. Whew, that's an expensive payload, but we're going to do it. Meanwhile, once we finish Jupiter, I think I'm going to get some more buildings for our facility. Probably ones that can increase launch and payload reliability would be a good pick next. So let's go spacecraft assembly facility. This is the one that increases payload reliability. I don't know if this is going to be done in time. In fact, I'm pretty sure it won't. There we go. So we've finished building the payload, which means now we're ready to start building the vehicle to get it there. And the vehicle is going to take a little longer to build, unfortunately. So here we're designing the upper stage, which is our able upper stage, which has plenty of capacity to carry this payload. It can make it to the moon, which is what we needed. And then we need a booster that can carry the upper stage. And I think that's our Jupiter booster, which can boost up to 1,200, and this is only 1,000. And good thing they only need small launch pads. I forgot that we might need a bigger launch pad soon. So this is our part. We've still got plenty of funds at the moment. We're building up a nice little reserve of funds here, which is good. So it suggests any of these are good. And we chose our stuff already. So this is our lunar orbiter. We're planning, and we've got a base building that can be built. Spacecraft assembly facility. Payload reliability will be boosted. Ooh, this one's got 3 bonuses. Increases payload reliability and reduces vehicle build cost and build time. Well, I guess we've got to put it there. It's going to cost us a little bit because we have to clear an obstruction. Now we've spent a bit of money on that, but it is what it is. Now we've got another option for research. We should start, because we need to win that, remember, space race. We said we were going to. So we're going to start researching. You know what? What we really need? Mission control will let us do 2 missions at a time for as far as planning purposes. We need that before we go for the next milestone. Radiation belts discovered. Data from your recent artificial satellite mission has confirmed that belts of trapped radiation surround the Earth, so we gained a bunch of free science. Doing some science. All right. Mission control has just been completed. We've got our budget review. Did we get... We didn't get quite enough support to get to the next funding tier, but... Spacecraft assembly facility is complete. So now we can start doing training on payload reliability in the future. And we've unlocked mission control. Ground control to Major Tom. We can't build it here because of this stupid lake, which is disappointing. We can't clear the lake either, but it looks like we can build it over here for a very expensive bit of money. Yeah, none of these are beneficial. This seems to be the one we want. Launch reliability going up. I do like those little additive bonuses. So now that we've got that, now we definitely should start researching humans in space. We could come back and do animals in space, but I feel like that's a waste of time. Yeah, we'll miss out on some support, but we're researching the next tier up. The advantage to actually going back and researching animal in space is because humans in space is probably going to need a new payload. Yeah, the mass of this is 1800. This is going to need a new vehicle. Going back and doing animal in space, we could use the rockets we've already got. We can use a Jupiter and Able rocket. But we got to win that man in space thing. So, okay, they've got artificial satellite. China proposes a research exchange. They are offering to share their rocket test pad research if your agency shares its research on spacecraft assembly facility. I think we gotta accept this because I do want a rocket test pad. That will complete the trio of options. Vehicle build time and vehicle build cost. I'd like to do this one, but it's very expensive, so let's consider other possibilities. This is the one I want. I want vehicle build time and cost reduction. That'll help us win these races for spaces. Alright, we're still working for humans in space. That's going to take a while yet. And we still got... Mission control has been completed, so we can now look for request missions. We can get some support and some science. Doing solar wind monitoring. And this is publicized. The mission has caught the attention of the public. Support rewards will be greatly increased as a consequence, yet so will penalties for failure. So I think we can do this one. But, oh, sorry, we haven't finished our mission control building yet, so we can't do that just yet. We're planning the other one still. Mission control is complete. Now we can do that request mission. Solar wind monitoring seems very good. We do want to increase our support a lot because that'll increase our funding next year. This one is simpler. Experimental payload increases the science reward a lot. I'll take this one. It's in between the two, and it actually seems like it should be fairly simple. It's a low-risk mission. Our rocket that we built before is pretty good. What does this require? 1 and 3. I think we're going to do the extra power one again. So we've started planning that mission. We're building the payload. Open Skies Debate. A global symposium is taking place to establish laws regarding territorial space for orbiting satellites. The proposed treaty states that all nations should have free access to space. Your advisors believe supporting the treaty will improve diplomatic relations with other space agencies. However, opposing it may be popular with sections of the media. I think we need to support this one because we kind of pissed off the other space agencies before, and I will, gain 10 reputation back with them. I don't want the ESA to stop liking us. I like that extra 2% science. Our engineers have reported that a launch vehicle construction is complete without any notable issues. Perfect. And we've got very high reliability for launch. Now, here's the thing about this mission. We know... Oh, this is our lunar orbiter that we're looking at, right? Yeah. We are in the planning stages. The Japanese are still researching everything. So we now have to decide how we're going to do the training. Do we want to increase payload reliability? Or do we want to increase our science reward. I think we want to increase payload reliability. Because if we do really well on the payload, then that will increase our science as well, if we can get that bonus. So, I think we should set it for December. Or, actually November is the maximum bonus we can get for payload reliability training. And we know that nobody else is close. So if November's conditions are bad, we can push it to December and still be okay. So we've selected our date. We're training on payload reliability. It's still an uncrewed mission. Confirm mission setup. We're going to go. Alright, so now we can do launch reliability boosts. Solar wind monitoring is what's required here. Ooh, launch reliability went down. And the science reward went up. That's probably good, because I can boost the launch reliability if I absolutely have to. The Viking Jupiter. So we're going to build the launch vehicle and see what the result is. And then we're going to go forward. We're still researching humans in space as we're planning our mission to the moon with an orbiter. Your engineers have managed to optimize a key component of the Explorer payload for your upcoming solar wind monitoring mission, increasing payload reliability by 5. In addition, they've identified a way to increase the payload reliability by a further 10%, though it will require extra funding. I'm actually trying to build up. I mean, building up my base and clearing out those rocks and stuff, that's going to be hard. So let's just take the 5% bonus and run with it. Alright, so we've started down that path. We're going to need the Mercury payload. UFO fever! The discovery of debris likely belonging to a weather balloon has sparked a wave of conspiracy theories surrounding UFOs. We can encourage speculation or dismiss it. Yeah, let's encourage speculation. There you go. We got 100 extra bunch of support. We should get a good funding increase next year. Ooh, our lunar orbit is ready to launch. Payload reliability is maxed out. Launch reliability is quite good. Now this is the big one. This is a milestone. We do not want this one to fail. Good conditions. Excellent. Let's watch this.
5, 4, 3.
Hello, Lido Beasley.
1.
It is a lot of fun. And it's so nice looking.
We have liftoff.
The music is great. The user interface is nice. Even the mini game that you play up here with the payload is interesting and kind of fun. Whoa, we just barely had a secure launch there. Things almost went badly. Hang on. We've never launched Jupiter Able. Oh yeah, that was the first Jupiter Able launch we made. Whoa! Look, it's doing stuff. So, we now have to perform a translunar injection. This is the first two-phase mission I've ever had, I think. And what we need for this is a lot of data. We also need some navigation. So let's see. Huh. This is the thing that will generate a lot of data. And that's very interesting. So this would generate 2 and 1, but it costs us some power. We could do that twice and see where we're at. Oh, I have another slot. Let's use it to recover some power as well. Okay, that's good. Controlled burn got us in the correct direction. All right, we are now... We do that again, and we basically got it. It's this that's a problem, though. So maybe we do this. We gotta get from 2 to 4. No, I don't think we do that. I think we recharge power. We do this. We've got so many turns to do this. It's actually, like, kind of ridiculous how easy this is. And it might be because I paid extra to get a better module. So, we generated the resources properly. So really, all we need is one more data. And the only way to generate it is still with this. Let's recharge the power twice. I don't know if generating power in this first stage will have extra power for the second stage or not. Task complete. Achieved lunar orbit is the next one. So now that we're there, we have to slow down at the appropriate time. Yeah, we start with the same amount of power each time, it looks like. So, this is where we upgraded our planetary observation module to be better than normal. And wow, is it better than normal? Generating 3 for 1 power is very good. But we also need comms. So orbital navigation does not look like it's necessary at all to this element. Oh no! A failure of the lens! So we have to spend some power to overcome that equipment failure. Which is a bit of an abstraction. I bet the boys at NASA wish that that could be possible every time. Oh, an equipment failure. Just use a little more power. That'll fix it. No problem. All right. So we're real close to completing at least the base objective. We're going to need to recharge some power here. We actually have an extra purple thing that we don't need, and that is exactly how we can solve this problem. There we go. Okay. So we generated 2 red and a blue, which gets us to our bonus objective for blue. Now we just have to generate 2 more red, and we've got plenty of turns to do it in. Oh, unless things catastrophically fail. But we'll just spend some extra power and make it a success. Look at that, they're cheering! Yeah! Mission complete. And we made it first. So we got a bunch of extra support. Wow, 450 science for 3 months is huge. Very good, yes. Chase, we do like the moon. Alright. So, we do not yet have our human in space capabilities done, but we do have some more requests. Solar wind monitoring. This gives us a better science payload. This gives us a better support outcome. Let's do solar wind monitoring again here. Oh, we're already doing that mission. Okay, sorry. I gotcha. So we're actually in the preparation phase. And our launch reliability is okay. The thing about solar wind monitoring is we get a huge penalty for failure. So I'm kind of tempted to make sure our launch reliability is boosted. So we're going to set a date for April to guarantee we get the max bonus to our launch reliability. And then we will confirm. Good to go. Now, let's pick a new mission. It's either this one or this one. Now, this experimental payload means you get bonus science, but the payload reliability is weak. We've also got a challenge up here to complete 3 milestone missions. We got 1, and we're working on learning how to do the second. So the payload reliability is terrible. Let's get it more power. Build the payload. And now we're just waiting for the Mercury payload to be learned. Japan belittles Lunar's orbiter's success. It's of little importance. What? Let's avoid a dispute. Oh, we got some extra support. Funding reviews next month, so that might boost us over into Tier 5, maybe. Not quite into Tier 5, but we're getting a decent amount per month now. We're also spending more per month because our base is expanded. Oh no. You know, I just realized we can't do man in space until we get some astronauts in here. We also can't do it until we get the payload, but just saying, it's worth considering. Oh, we have another option here. We learned Jupiter. When did we learn the Jupiter booster? I don't remember researching that, but okay. All right. Mercury research is complete. Our orbital radio vehicle's complete. And remember, these missions that we're doing now, they're like, meh. Payload reliability is really what we need to boost here because it's real bad. And we're going to give it the maximum that we can give it. I don't want to wait all the way till here. Let's just go to June. We'll get an extra 12% payload reliability. That'll be enough. Hopefully. Alright, now we've got to figure out what to research next. It's got to be astronaut training facilities. Because I don't think we can plan our mission to launch a person into space without the person part. Soviet Union got animal in space first, those bastards. So here we can see these request missions are not as important. You just do them because you have a slot open.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And we're just going to go past that and see what happened. Ooh, nice. So, as a result, what I can choose to do here is auto-resolve. Instead of going in and manually playing that minigame for these request missions, I can auto-resolve the request missions. Which just gives us, you know, a percent chance of failing or passing. Apparently we passed. Did we do so with flying colors? Yes, we got the 50% bonus. That was perfect. Okay, so now we can start planning our human in space mission. We've got a couple choices in the payload here. Let's see. The mission requires 4 communications and 6 navigation. I don't ever want to use the prototype to decrease the cost while decreasing reliability. Right now, that's just not valuable. Increasing power usually gives us a good option, a good set of options. We can spend fewer turns in the minigame. Oh boy, it's going to cost us a lot of money to build this. Yeah, it significantly increases the cost to make it a cool paint job. But I think that's what we're going to do. So we're already working on an astronaut training facility. That's got to be next. A major power outage during the construction of the Mercury payload has resulted in substantial damage to one of its components. 10% reduction in its payload reliability, which is currently 66%. God, we got to replace it. It's expensive. It's a whole month's worth of budgeting. Now we got to find out if we can even build the astronaut training facility. It's 300,000, but where's it going to fit? Ay. That's a fantastic place for it to be. It's going to cost us a ridiculous amount of money to build it there. An absolutely stupid amount of money. 2 million. But look at that. Launch reliability, vehicle build cost, payload build cost. I really want it there. It's like, but that's where I want it to go. I wonder if we can save up and then get that. Let's see if there's any good options for providing us with funding. No. Sometimes you get a request that gives you financial incentives instead. So I think we just got to save up and put it in the right place. We got to keep an eye out on everybody else. Where are they on these missions? Are they putting a man in space? They're not currently researching anything. They're doing lunar orbit. We've already done that. Lunar orbit, lunar orbit. Okay, so nobody else. We've got time. Let's use that time to research better launch vehicles, which I think we're going to need for this anyway. See, this is why I was confused. I thought I only had one. Oh, I have the Vanguard and the Jupiter. Okay, that makes sense. So I'm going to research this Jupiter, and that will unlock these down here. Jupiter research complete. And here goes our experimental payload. The orbital radio. Now, unfortunately, the payload reliability is not high. Let's continue that launch, and then we'll see how it went. I'm only really going to watch the milestone ones. These request ones are like, meh, they're okay. And we're going to auto-resolve them because that minigame can get old, and I don't want to... I want it to still be interesting. So we've got a damn good chance of passing it regularly with a 20% chance of passing with flying colors. Let's see how we did. Looks like we just passed it regularly. Alright, so now we have to figure out... The Atlas is the nice historical one. Capacity of 8,000, good launch reliability. The Redstone is less expensive, lower capacity, much lower reliability. They all need medium launch pads. This one's actually got better reliability to start with. It actually is going to keep it too, but it is less expensive and carries a smaller booster. That's interesting. The Atlas has a capacity of 8,000. None of these are 8,000. This is 64, 64, 66. So this booster is only suitable for these two. The Delta is actually suitable for any of them, but the Atlas might just be useful all the way down here. Because the Atlas capacity is 8,000. That's, yeah. So getting an Atlas is forward thinking. I'll probably need to get at least 2. I don't think I want the Redstone. Look at that launch reliability. That's not cool. I mean, it'll get 25%. It'll get up there. It is cheaper, though, isn't it? 66. If we're going to get the Atlas, we should get the Redstone. Because the Delta's only saving grace is it's a little bit cheaper than the Atlas, and it can launch the Star 37. Man, these are going to take a long time to get here. So the human in space payload is complete. Now we got to design the vehicle. So as we just said, the Atlas is going to be our upper stage. I'm sorry, the Atlas is going to be our booster, actually. Where is it? Oh, here. We need a larger launch pad for it. So we've researched the Atlas. That's our part. Now I've got to pick an upper stage. And you can see that some of these just flat out can't carry it. And what's also interesting is you can get double or triple, or sorry, quadruple, in order to use one of these weaker boosters in pairs or fours in order to boost the upper stages. So that's how these boosters can be really useful over a long period of time, because even as you get bigger and bigger upper stages, bigger and bigger payloads, the boosters that you tested so many times and launched and are deadly reliable for you, those are the good ones that you can keep using if you get them in pairs and stuff. Now we have to choose, and we said probably the Delta. That's got a lot better launch reliability. What's the disadvantage? Is it expensive? It takes a long time to build. So the upper stage is actually not more expensive. It's less expensive than this one. Now, they're all about achieving Earth orbit, too. This one takes a lot less to do, but a lot lower reliability. I think the Delta. If we're going to get one of these, let's do the Delta. So now we have to go research that part. And we have to save up some money because, yeah. Delta's the one we want. Perfect. And you notice, they thought of everything. It's showing you, hey, you have a plan designed for this. I don't have to go and remember, oh, is it the Delta or the Redstone? It's right there. It's got it for me. They got my back. Now, the funding review, I need, I've got enough to get to the next tier. And I need to get to the next tier because, damn, if I don't need a lot of money right now. Now, maybe payload build costs going down. That's pretty good. Oh, we need a medium launch pad before we can do anything. Ugh. I gotta research that. While I wait for the money to build an astronaut training facility. There's our budget increase. You know, I think I have a mission slot open that I haven't been using. That's too bad. Ah, lucrative. That's what I've been looking for. Challenging. Yeah. Should have been planning a mission like this. What do we need to do? Achieve Earth orbit? I think we're not going to spend the extra 50,000. I'm going to save my money and just go with a standard. In fact, we could do a prototype on this, right? Yeah. Let's do a prototype. Let's save as much money as possible on this. The goal of this is to make money, not spend money. Oh. Yeah, I guess we got to build the launch vehicle. At least then we'll be ready. The reliability is nice and high on it, too. So. A PR office unlocks mission training to increase support. We're trying to win the race to put a man in space. Yeah, let's do the research lab. Although the buildings, it's... The thing about the buildings is... they're not going to be super valuable to me because I can't have the money to build them yet. I don't even have money to build the astronaut facility where I want to build it. I'm saving up right now. All right, so we got to design the vehicle for this, and we got to build the vehicle. It's going to cost me money. But I think we're just going to use a basic Viking upper stage and Vanguard lower stage. Not super expensive. It meets all the requirements. And the expected reliability is decent. So we're going to need a medium launch pad eventually. Where's the best place to put it? Build cost. Build time. Honestly, I don't need all that. I could put this somewhere else to save money. If it's possible to save money on this thing. 2100. I'm putting the astronaut facility over there. 750 is probably the best I'm going to get. Because this has to get those rocks. They're very expensive. One of the other things to consider. When we finish, it's going to cost way, way less. So if I research these two buildings, it's going to really reduce our cost of building new stuff. Because there's all these little boosts. So under missions, when we get all of these, it reduces payload build time. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm looking here. Payload reliability increase. Okay, that's good. So that's one reason to come back and do these missions, is to get this bonus. And 5% is a decent number for the rest of the game. Meanwhile, in here, 5% launch reliability. I need to do all of them. Ugh. Maybe that's what I should be doing. But I'm going to do the buildings thing first, because I want to win the race for getting the man in space. So we're going to do the buildings first, get these two done. And hope that we get to bump up to the next tier. So here we do optimal and suboptimal launch windows are reversed. Due to required changes, our engineers have reevaluated the suitability of the upcoming launch windows. Ugh. I guess that's probably for the worse. So let's increase the payload reliability. We've only got the ability to increase one or the other. I think the payload reliability is going to be what I want. And we'll increase it by 12% over the course of 4 months. We're not getting enough science. This one's not even going to give us any science either. But it will give us some money. Oh. Suboptimal launch windows increase mission training bonus by 100%. Wow. So we don't have a medium launch pad yet. And that's why we can't pick training. Because we need an astronaut first. So that's what we're saving up for. I think 1700 is necessary. So we're kind of statically stuck on that mission. This will get us the money we need, as long as everything goes according to plan. Ugh, adequate conditions. I think we gotta take... we can't risk it. We'll wait one more, it'll give us even a little bit more payload reliability. If we wait 1 month. Alright, now we just gotta research this building. And then our costs will go way down. We still need astronaut training facility. This is the one we have to fit here. But we still need 300,000 in the budget. All right. Let's check out the weather. Oh, it looks good. Yes, 4% boost. Okay, that's good. Let's do it. 64% launch reliability.
5, 4, 3, 2.
This one's pretty important. We got a lot of money riding on this one. Which is key. We can't train our astronauts until we build the facility. Can't build the facility until we earn the money from this mission. Okay. Yeah. Okay, it made it. Whew, it made it. Okay. Oh, but it made it with a problem. Alright, well. We got some better launch reliability for those basic rockets, though. That's good. Auto-resolve has a very good chance of success. Yay! We just got the 500 grand. Now we can build our astronaut training facility. There's a bunch of other buildings we really need to build, but this one, really nice bonuses. And I've cleared out a lot of space over here for building the next thing, whatever that's going to be. I think the research lab expansion gives you an extra 50 science per month, which is very good. And here is a good place for it. Ooh, doesn't want to be over there. Yeah, this is a good place for it, too. I don't like leaving this extra space here, and maybe we'll bulldoze that down later. I don't know if you can, but what that means is we've got a free mission slot available. Let's look for requests. Moon micrometeorites. It's publicized, which means we get bonus support, but then we don't want it to fail. The parts that we'd be using, we've got pretty good reliability on those parts. Let's plan this mission. We've got to build the payload. I think that's going to cost me too much money. But this is a decent payload, actually. What's the mission? Needs lots of data. So if we build it like this, doesn't cost a lot less, and it makes the payload reliability go down, but I think it's worth it. We can't afford to build it just yet. We have to wait a month. Yeah, we went for money now rather than money later. We need a medium launch pad. I'm a little concerned. We've been spinning our wheels here on this man in space thing. They're building a vehicle assembly building. They've got lunar orbit. Satellite imaging. So nobody else is going for man in space yet. In that case, I think we got some time. We can build this moon micrometeorites thing and try to get our funding improved. There's our research improvement. Now we've got to save up to build our larger launch pad, which is going to cost how much? 500,000 plus whatever it costs to remove facilities or stuff in the way is what I mean to say. All right. We've almost got that, which is going to decrease the cost of clearing out garbage. Bingo. Finished that era 1 of buildings. We've got the payload complete. Now we're going to have to pay to design the vehicle. Payload reliability went up. That's fantastic. Now, this is one that's going to the moon. Needs to either be this one or this one. Let's choose the cheaper one in this case. I don't know. We haven't actually used Jupiter yet. We've used Able, which is why it's very reliable. Problem is, this one's public. This one's very public. If we fail, we lose a lot of support. So I gotta make sure it doesn't fail on the launch pad. Oh, we don't need the big un. No, thank you. This one's just fine. This Jupiter will get us there, and it's got, you know, a small experience boost. The cost to build this thing is gonna wipe us out. But we're going to get a lot of support out of this. We're going to get a lot of... Now, the next support funding level is way, way out there. Alright, so we've done our buildings. Maybe we go back and start researching these earlier missions and start doing those instead of these request missions. Alright. We still need 500,000 in funds. We're not going to spend anything that isn't on a medium launch pad or an astronaut, because now we've got man in space on our to-do list. It's happening. It's 1962, damn it. We have to get a man in space. Start each task with +1 navigation is a nice little bonus. 10% science reward on these other missions. I'm not going to hire anybody just yet. Oh, no! The Soviet Union is launching the... I looked at everything. I didn't see that. They snuck it in there. Damn you. All right, well, I'm still going to come in second, damn it. This could get us some support, but I'm not going to do it. Animal and space research complete. Let's get Eden. They got lunar orbit now. That funding crunch. I waited too long to build the astronaut facility in a very good location for the future, but it cost me. It cost me. Alright, so this mission is heavily publicized. We can't let it fail. To that end, our launch reliability is 70, and our payload reliability is 76. And it's getting us a lot of science. I'm going to take a small risk here and really boost my science output. Like this. Do 10%. I want this mission over. Now, we've got enough money to build our medium-sized launch pad. Where can it be built that it's going to help? Lower vehicle build costs. That's the only combination. Is lower vehicle build costs. So I guess we're going to stick it here so we have room for other things. All right. We are almost ready. Once that medium... Okay, so Eden is done. We're going to go back and get these missions here that we didn't have before. Get those milestone missions back. We do have something else we can build here. The backup power generator lowers the cost of payload buildings. And it can increase the science reward, build time and cost. Yeah. So, I mean, this seems right. Let's do that. These rocks are very expensive to get rid of. We've got an active mission, human in space. Can't be doing anything there. This one, however, 1 month till launch. So we can set the launch date once the medium launch pad is complete, which is soon. Oh, we're winning that race to the moon. They couldn't even get someone up in space first, one outspoken columnist wrote. I'll eat my brogues if they get to the moon. Oh, you're going to eat your brogues. Give me that support. It's happening. And we're going to prove it. We're going to go measure some moon micrometeors, and then we're going to get some humans in space and go. Soviets can't beat us again. Good conditions. Excellent launch reliability. So what happened? Very good. Very good. All right. Continuing forward. Oh, I thought this was a... I must not have hit the auto-resolve, so now I got to play it. Okay. It is what it is. We can do this. We need 6 data and 4 navigation. Well, this looks like the way to get the data. Let's try that. Okay. Good. Good. All right, we made it. Now we've got to figure out... We only need 2 more data and 1 more navigation. We got plenty of time to do it. Should be easy. Honestly, it's like the controlled burn will basically get us there. So now we're just going to do controlled burn one more time, which will get us here, and then a bunch of extra power, and we're good. Whoa! What the hell was that? Something went horribly wrong. Quick, spend some extra power to fix the misaligned flywheel. Okay. Whatever you say. Alright, we performed the translunar injection. We even got the bonus for it. Now that we're over here, we need 5 and 9. Good news is... well, there's no good news. Yes, there is. Sort of. We can get a lot of data. And... so that's 1 translating into 3. That's 2 translating into 2. That gets us most of the way there. Oh, unless something horrible goes wrong. Fantastic. If one of you would roll that top 10%, that would be nice. We've got 3 turns. I feel like if we just keep doing that, it's not terrible. Oh, of course, something terrible is going to happen, though. We're going to have to resist it. That's our only power. Oh, it just barely made it. Okay, good. So now... that's going to get us to 9 for the data. Then we just need to figure out how to get the comms. Which really is just this, right? Boom. Oh, good. Now you give me bonus comms, or whatever. Mission success, baby. And we got a huge boost to our science and our funding. Alright. Take that. Micrometeorites. Alright, so now... we could launch an animal in space. We will be not quite last. But it will help this. Alternatively, we could get... what kind of support do we get for animal in space? 150? 1 month and 1... I mean, we can get better stuff over here, right? It's challenging. I want orbital radio. I don't want the milestone. I'm going to go with the basic payload. Now, we need humans in space. We're still building the launch pad, but let's go ahead and recruit some crew. In order to do that, I want to take a look at the mission itself. What is the mission? It requires 6 navigation and 4 comms. So when we're picking our astronaut... ooh, launch reliability is kind of nice. Problem solver. I think problem solver guy is going to be our man. Oh no, navigation is nice too. And we couldn't afford the navigator though. Let's hire the cheaper guy. Alright. International Geophysical Year. The International Geophysical Year, a global initiative to gain more geophysical data on Earth, is taking place in 3 years' time. Organizers have requested that your agency launches a satellite to collect the required data. If accepted, your agency will be expected to complete the satellite imaging mission within 3 years of the current date. You receive 750 immediately and another 7... yeah, oh boy. Yeah, I think we can do that. The next missions that we... I mean, we just did the satellite mission research, so now we just need the payload, and we'll be good to go. We're still building the medium launch pad, right? Yeah, it's still under construction. It'll be done soon. 3 months. Yeah, we got a decent boost, but it didn't increase our funding. Alright, payload cost reduced. Excellent. So here's our orbital radio. Support reward is down, but vehicle construction cost is down. Alright, fine. These are just the basic orbital launchers. Don't need anything special there. We're still waiting for that damn medium launch pad. It took a long time to build. Okay. Space systems research. Yes, excellent. All our payload reliability went up by 5%. That's real good. Now, what's the last thing? Launch reliability could go up. But I think what we need to do... So we're doing this. We need to get to the moon, though. Remember, right? Oh my god. Crewed moon landing requires all of this mission research. Damn. So the advantage here is that this Mariner payload can be used for both of these missions, flying by Mars and the Venus impactor. This is going to cost a lot more science. But Gemini doesn't require anything. So we're going to go down one of these trees as far as we can, and then we have to go down the other one in order to get to the Moonlander, which is our goal, to get there before anybody else. To that end, I want an extra research lab that we can build so that we can generate more science per month by default. The other thing to consider, actually, is one of these lets you another mission slot. I think this, and then we go hard down the missions tree. We're also going to need these research, but we're going to wait on that. Medium launch pad is finally complete. We're going to send that human up there. Ooh. Mission training bonus isn't huge. So this orbital thing is just some extra stuff. I think we just do some science. Set a launch date. A couple of months from now is fine. Alright, now we are ready. We finally have a crew. And we now can set the training. Do we want the reliability of the payload, or do we want the science? I think we need the science boost. The payload reliability is quite good. And he's a problem solver, so he should be fine. So China is going to do this in 10 months. We can see they're launching in January. So if we launch in September, we'll get the full science bonus, and we'll still come in second place for man in space. Oh, damn it. I need to hit confirm mission setup. There we go. So we're ready to launch in, like, 6 months. This is going to cost us a lot, so we need that orbital radio to pay off in science. Here it is. All right, this should go well. I have high confidence about this. It's even a beautiful day for a launch, right? Let's auto-resolve this one so I don't make the same mistake as last time. Oh, boy. Ugh. So the auto-resolve is going to be less beneficial to us this time. There's still a very good chance, 30% chance of an outstanding success. Ah, we got it! Outstanding success. A lot of extra science for a couple of months. Very good. Okay. Signal received. A group of children on the opposite side of the world have managed to pick up radio signals from your recent orbiting satellite as part of a school project. Oh. Story's been... Yeah, we'll send mission memorabilia to them. So the other thing we need to do is pick a new mission. We can do animal in space. We need to do satellite imaging, though, so let's plan this out. Quite a lot of science coming from this one. So this requires a lot of comms. We'll do that. We have plenty of money to do this. And the good news is, when we complete 3 milestone missions, we'll get a reduction in building and research costs for missions for 6 months. So we're going to try to do these 2, and then, satellite image and human in space. We're going to try both of those. We're the last on satellite images. Ugh, that's too bad. But we're going to be second on human in space, and hopefully we're going to be first on one of these 3 in the Era 2. Nobody else is getting close to that yet. China's launching human in space in 6 months, but we're doing it right now. Ooh. Human in space exploration unlocked the inner planets. There's our payload for the imaging satellite. Launch reliability support reward. Humans in space! Alright, let's see how this one goes. That's a nice big chunky rocket. That's what I'm talking about. The Intrepid. Seems like a good name for a rocket. Now this one, once you get the medium-sized rockets, the medium-sized facilities, the launch is more impressive. It's nice.
3, 2, 1.
You get these zooming crane shots. You get the upper shot, the historical-looking shot. You even get a nice red tail there. Come on. Yeah, everything's going according to plan. Oh, damn! Huge boost. And that's very important. Those rockets have been untested. So we're getting some decent improvement to their reliability now. All right. We've got the 1 crew on board. And we've got 6 navigation as necessary. So the cool thing is the crew is now a resource that you manage up here. So you can spend 1 crew each turn. So one of these can be spent, and it generates a lot of good stuff. So, probably, I don't think we need to do any of the data collection here. I think we want to do this, and then this, because that'll get us way closer. We might need to do that twice, actually. Let's see if I did this right. Oh, it just squeaked by. Everything worked just barely. Manual trajectory update. Problem in the data stream. Causing a positioning error. The command's output will be reduced unless we spend 1 power to resist. Oh, God, again? That's 1 for 1. Let's just accept the loss there. So, I think we need to do this again. Basically, we need to do that all 3 times to get close to the 12. And we'll recharge the power. Make sure we have enough to cover any penalties here. You're getting me really concerned there, buddy. Hey, look at that. We got an extra something. Oh, an extra data. Okay. We'll see if there's something I can use the data for. Oh, I can do it for this. That's pretty good. I can do that a couple of times. If I generate any data, Oh, you know what? It's actually, this is probably for the best. I actually need a lot of comms. Yeah, I think this is going to get us to 8 and 11, and then we'll have the entire next turn just to generate one navigation. 2. Oh, okay. Let's resist it. Let's get everything. Oh, come on, buddy. Manual, get your head out of your butt. Come on, let's do this. All right. Last turn, all we have to do is generate one navigation to complete the bonus. Not a lot of good ways to do that, to be honest. Ah, he can do this, and then we can do that, and we'll recharge the power at the same time. All right, I think we got this. Whoa, look at that. An additional comms. Look at that guy flying through. He's coming back down. Splashing down in the ocean. Splashdown. All right. We came in second place on Human in Space. We didn't quite do what we said we were going to do, but second is not bad. And we boosted all... Oh, look at that. Huge rewards. 1,000 extra support. Now, he's out for 6 months. We'll see if they get better over time. I wonder if they do. Good news is our funding is going to increase next time. We're doing pretty good on funds now. But what kind of new research will we do? Costs on... Whoa! Reduced costs on missions. Those are very expensive. I'm doing that, and then we're going missions. Then we're going to go mission hunting. So satellite imaging is ready for vehicle design. This is real simple, right? No, it's not. The upper stage actually is a very heavy thing to carry. But we do have a Delta rocket for that. And then we've got the Atlas booster for it. Oof, that's an expensive rocket, but it'll probably be worth it. Now, we do have another milestone we could complete. We'd come in 4th place, but it's a lot of science. And the other ones don't have nearly as much science, and we need the science. Satellite imaging we're already planning, so let's do animal in space. The nice thing about these, again, is that they're already... We can do it with existing stuff. Let's go ahead and make it a little more expensive. Add the extra power in there. Make sure that the animal gets back home, kind of. We hope. And then we'll start doing request missions again in the future. Alright, animal in space payload is complete. Now we got to design the vehicle. Wow. Minus 50% cost for level 0 vehicle parts. Well, we don't have any of those. Yeah, we don't need an Atlas to launch this tiny little dog or monkey or whatever we're sending up there. Now, our funding is actually really low because our upkeep is so damn high. The buildings are costing us a lot. So only 95 per month is actually kind of low. So we're researching the robotics lab. We're getting a lot of research per turn, which is good. Yes, there we go. New funding level. 200 per month. Okay, that brought us up to 147. That's a big boost. Did we build everything we could build? No, I forgot. We had another research lab expansion. Lowers payload build costs. 10 extra science per month up there. I want the extra 10 science, I think. And I'm going to move it slightly to the side here because this stupid thing is in trouble. Yeah, I think the science is better. Let's put that over here. All right. Extra 10 base science per month is good. What's our mission planning look like? Okay, we're getting some stuff done. Once we're done with the robotics research lab, we're going to get the extra missions per month, and then we're going to start looking down the missions tree. Optimal and suboptimal launch windows are flipped again. So this has, ooh, it's actually pretty poor launch reliability, huh? But I really, that's a huge science reward that I want to maximize. So let's maximize it, and then we're just going to trust to the power of our science. Astronaut accused of spying. It's far-fetched, but may cost the agency a loss of support if the story grows. No, I like that guy. We're dismissing those allegations. Oh, no. So we've got an extra flat 60 science per month, regardless of any other science that we're doing. That's good. Increased frequency of suboptimal launch windows. Ugh. Again, I need the science. I'm researching a lot of stuff. So we're going to put this out to November. Let's wait a month and make sure that we get the best possible launch. We're already increasing the science a lot. Okay. So our science is kind of stuck. International Geophysical Year. We have 18 months in which to complete the imaging. That's what we're working on right now, though, right? We've got satellite imaging. It's launching in 2 months. They gave us a 750 up front, and then I don't know what we're going to get as a reward for actually completing it. Maybe we'll see. Medium risk. Yeah, I'm not super happy with those numbers. Anything lower than 70, and you don't really feel super happy. We're going to go with, okay, 4% increases our launch reliability just a little bit. Come on. Make it. All right. Oh, yeah! All right, let's go ahead and auto-resolve this. These, getting the Atlas some improvements are very important. Oh, we can't auto-resolve because satellite imaging is a milestone mission. That's right. So we're starting with 1 data. That's pretty good, considering we need 6 of them. We're going to need to do a lot of recharging power here. But we do have 4 turns to do it in. Pumping that communication back into the system for an external sensor alignment. And we got some of the stuff we need there. All right, I think we're going to do that again. And that will lock us into having the data and navigation totals that we need. Oh, failure. Come on. Success. Okay. So we've got everything we need here. We have 1 extra data that we don't need. Is there anything we could feed data in? We could do that to get more communications, and then we'd be short 1 on navigation. Navigation's easy to get. But then we'd need to get data. That should get us pretty close. Oh, damn you thrusters. They always flame out when you need them. Starlock lost. Did I need both of those? Yeah, I think I did. Again? Come on! Mission control, get your shit together. It'll cost an additional data. Oh. We're going to accept it. Because I think it's easy enough to get 2 data. It's just as easy to get 2 as it is to get 1. Alright, last turn. So there's this and this, and we need some extra power, and we need to make sure that these damn things don't fail twice. Oh god! A 1% roll? God. It's gonna cost an extra data. Well, we can't have that, because we need the data that we're getting. That's gonna give us 3 data, actually. This is gonna give us 3 data. Okay, we can accept this. As long as we get the 3, now we get 3 data, and we've locked it. There it is. 50% bonus reward for that satellite imaging. Everybody's cheering. That was a tough one. And we got the participation trophy for completing it eventually. Now our mission research gets very cheap for the next 6 months. So we're going to go ahead and make sure that we're doing that. 572 for 6 months. Wow, milestone science is real good. Oh, we're so close to the robotics lab. We got to give it 1 month. Meanwhile, we've got missions to plan, right? What can we do? We could do another micrometeor one. It's only lucrative, though. We got plenty of money at the moment. I want science. We've got animal in space already happening. So, let's see if there's any good science requests. 408 over 2 months. 500 over 2 months. Wow! Heat shield analysis. This is a crewed mission. That's one of the reasons that it is very... Oh, joint missions. To further develop the agency's stabilization and control systems technology. We'll get a lot of extra money and a decent reputation bump with the Japanese. I think I want the heat shield analysis, though. Science is where we're at. So the Mercury, we need navigation. None of these give navigation. So we're going to give them some extra power that makes it easier to complete. Expensive payload. Ugh. Now, there was... This guy is good, but there was a navigator in here, right? Can we find the navigator? We've got a navigator. Starts each task with +1 navigation. That seems pretty good. Oops, we don't want to do... Whoa, somebody went over to Mars as an orbiter. Oh, you bastards. Can I go to Mars as an orbiter? No, they're doing the Mars flyby. Okay, we're not there yet, unfortunately. So, we've got 2 missions. Animal in space is in progress. 3 months until launch. Okay. We provided them with the data and got a bunch of free support for it. Excellent. Where are we? We are 410 away from the next level of funding, which I do kind of want, but we have plenty of money in reserve. Okay, so now we want to go and get missions, which are 25% off for the next 6 months. The question is, where does everybody else fall on these missions? Let's go take a look. So... milestones. Multi-crew orbit. Nobody else is even planning it, so we can almost certainly get that first. We know that somebody's already doing the Mars flyby. We saw that. Everybody's doing Mars flyby. Ugh. What about Venus flyby? That's the other one that's possible. And other people are already planning for Venus flyby. So, in order for us to become first in anything, we've got to research down the other tree. We've got to research down the multi-crew orbit, Gemini, and then orbital EVA. This is where we'll come in first. Everybody else, they're all racing for first in these. We're going to get this to ourselves. Camera manufacturers offer to work with your technicians to adapt its cameras for support for space photography and to train your astronauts on how to use them. They claim the photographs from crewed missions could prove hugely popular with the public. We've got money. Let's make it happen. Multi-crew orbit research complete. Well, let's get the Gemini payload then. Heat shield analysis payload complete. Wow, only vehicle boosters reliability counts towards launch reliability. An animal in space is launching. This is another milestone, so we've got to do it manually. Launch window looks good. Oh, but it wasn't good. -1 command. Ugh. Well, I don't think we should reach too deep then. I'm not sure we can get the... Well, we'll see if we can get the successful bonus. That's actually real easy. 2 and 6 is a bit of a stretch, though. Oh, because we only get the 1 mission on the first turn. Now, we could do this. That gets us to 4. Well, didn't fail completely. Okay. Now we've got 2 turns remaining. And we need 2 of each resource. So I think we can just do this twice. And as long as it doesn't fail a lot, we'll be okay. Alright? Good. I think we can do it now. This and this will get us the 50% bonus. But only one of them can fail. And I think that means we succeeded. We've got enough power. Whoa, okay, it gave us extra data. Everybody's happy. We've now done all of the main milestones for the first era. And we're going to get a decent chunk of science for it. Now, we've got a free slot, and we've got to build the vehicle for heat shield analysis. So the upper stage apparently does not matter. But we're just going to select the part that's available, and the booster does matter, which is 74%. Ugh, that's bad reliability. We're going to need to definitely do some training on reliability there. Now, we can start planning the multi-crew orbit. No, we need the Gemini research done before we can do that. And that's going to be done when? Next turn. So we're not going to plan a mission right now. Several media outlets are debating the ethics of using live animals as test subjects in spaceflight spurred by your recent animal in space mission. Some have labeled it animal cruelty. We'll pledge to end animal missions. There you go. Some free support. Do humans count as animals? Because we're sending humans up there. I don't know. So, orbital EVA apparently is going to use the same payload. So that's going to make it easy for us to get both of those. And we're still getting good reduced mission costs. But we can now start planning multi-crew orbiter. We're getting this way before anybody else does. Damn. 10, 10, 9. Payload variant crew has increased crew capacity. We could put 3 people in there. That could make a huge difference. Improved navigation modules or improved communications modules. I think the extra crew is going to make the biggest difference. We're going to do that. Ooh, that's a big chunk of my budget right there. Now we're going to need another astronaut. We've got a navigator. We've got a problem solver. Who else can we bring to this table? A comms specialist? need to go back and actually look at that one more time. Yeah, comm specialist seems like the third one we want to bring. So let's hire Bader, Harper Bader. Now, we got the ability to build something. What did I get? Oh, a robotics research lab. That's right. Oh, insufficient funds. Wow, that's expensive. Whew. Okay. Rival agency offers help. Following their successful Venus impactor mission, rival agency Soviet Union has publicly offered to share their payload technology with your agency to give our friends the much-needed help they need in the space race. We'll gain science if we choose to accept the offer, yet we may lose face with the public. I think I might be a little behind. We're going to take that support problem. We went up and down. All right. Orbital EVA research complete. Now I'm going to start building... we still have one more thing of missions. So let's go ahead and do Mars. Science reward is 2,400 over 12 months. Wow, those are very good science missions. What are these? 1,600 over 4 months. Well, that's good too. Now, we're planning these. Oh, I did. Yeah, I'm going to want to come back and get another mission control expansion. But for now, we got to keep going down the mission tree that we're already on. So, that all having been said, we're currently completing the construction of the various vehicles for these two missions. Alright, we no longer get bonuses for that, so let's get this. Ooh, Tier 2 astronaut talents. That seems good. But that's going to be a while. I'm not really going too deep into this building tree. I just want this. And then I'm going to jump over to researching the vehicles necessary for the next piece. And we'll get contractors, too, in Era 2. Vehicle research is quite a bit behind everything else. Okay, multi-crew orbit. We're going to be the first here. Oh, the science reward went down. That's disappointing. So what do we need to get to multi-crew orbit? Oh, we can't use anything that we currently have. Well, we can plan for it anyway. Need to be able to carry 3,800. This goes to the inner planets. They all go to inner planets, it looks like. Wow, the launch reliability on these guys. Oh, okay, that's because I haven't combined it with the booster. The Titan. Whoa. I mean, the Saturns are great, but we don't need those. Let's stick with these three and look at the differences. Reliability. 75, and this one's also 75. This one's a lot more expensive. 1% per. This one is a little bit smaller capacity. The Titan 2. But it's a lot less expensive. And it's a lot more reliable. Whereas this puppy is quite expensive. So 20 or 85% is where it winds up. This one winds up at 90% though. So what's the benefit of this one? Oh, it weighs less. That's interesting. This one only goes to Earth orbit, too. Well, in that case, we're going to want the one that can reach the inner planets. The reliability is a little lower, and so we're probably going to have to start with a reliability booster. Oh, good. We don't need booster technology to make this work. The Atlas, because we researched it early, and it's so good, we can continue using that sucker. So the only research we need is the Aegina. but we can't get there until we research all this other stuff, which is terrible. Ooh, mission training bonus is increased by 100%. So, what's the maximum crew we can have on this? Looks like 1. And we got to see what the overview of this mission is all about. Navigation. So let's go put our navigator on here. As for training, man, I would really love to boost this science, but here's the problem. The launch reliability of this rocket is terrible. I've got to get the training on the launch much better. So now we've got to research, I think, redstone. We determined delta was not terribly useful, is it? $193, $279. They, This goes up to 85. This goes up to 80. This one's just a lot more expensive, isn't it? And I don't think we're going to be using the redstone very often. And it costs less science. We just need to get down to the Aegina. So let's go ahead and do that. We're researching vehicle parts. We're doing that. Don't worry about it. Power cut averted. Thanks to your backup power generator, a major power outage did not lead to any disruptions to base activity. A local newspaper has praised your agency's foresight. Excellent. Redstone research is complete, so now we can unlock contractors, which is allowing us to customize the vehicles a little bit. Who is this? All these other agencies doing their things. Here's our heat shield analysis. Okay. This is a tough one. This is a crewed mission, I think. Launch reliability went up a little bit. Let's do it. See what happened. Ooh, very good news. Now, can I auto-resolve this guy? The Atlas got a nice little boost to reliability. Yep, we're going to auto-resolve this. We've got a nice 29% chance of outstanding success. Splashdown. Alright, we got a regular success, but 445 for 4 months is decent, and an extra 600 support is good. So he's coming back, recuperating, and we're still not close, but we've got an open slot, don't we? Orbital EVA, we can start planning an orbital EVA as well. We'll be second on orbital EVA? Oh, those bastards. They've scheduled a launch already. Whoa. Communications is very important in this mission. Let's go ahead and boost the communications. Start building the payload now. Maybe we can compete. I can't believe it that that's happening. They didn't even try to do multi-crew orbit. In fact, oh god, their multi-crew orbit is already beating me too. Oh, come on! What year is it? It's 65. And we are not close to what I want us to be at. We're researching the vehicle parts. Don't worry about it. We're working on it. Contractor's research is complete. Good. Now we need to research the Aegina. How long is that going to take? Only 1 month. Good. Then we can maybe catch them. Gina research complete. If we can put things together faster. So build this vehicle. How long is it going to take to build this guy? Gulp. 5 months. I don't think we're going to be able to catch him. But now we got to pick another thing. We got to race down this damn tree. Oh, I got to do payload Mariner. We got to race down this damn tree because this is the prize. We said we were going to land on the damn moon before anybody else, and by gum, we're going to do it by the end of this decade. And we got enough for a bigger budget. Excellent. I don't think we have any buildings that we haven't built. Oh, we have. And we don't have sufficient funds. Damn it, I keep forgetting about that. Well, I'm saving up now. Booster build time, but upper stage build time went up. Oh, great. So now we got to figure out a vehicle to carry this guy. 3,800. It's going to be the Agena, our brand new upper stage. Never tried it before, so the launch reliability is not going to be great. We're going to use the tried and true Atlas to carry it. We could use 2 redstones, but damn if that's not really risky. And now we get to choose a contractor, which is interesting. Now, that's one of our special things, right? Let's get out of here because I want to look that up. No. Here? 3 additional contractors are available. So now that we've got it, that's a small bonus for us. And the contractor, if we build it in-house, the vehicle, no option, no penalties or bonuses. Red Giant will increase the cost but decrease the time. Well, if I had the money, I might be able to beat the Chinese. This will decrease support for the mission, but will increase, or also decrease the cost. This will increase the science output, but increase the time. Increases support, increases cost. Huh. Greater reliability and lower science. Alright, we're going to keep this. And I'm going to take a look here. They're 7 months away. Building this vehicle will currently take 5 months. If I could do Red Giant, I could definitely beat him. But as it is, let's lower the cost and lower the support we get from it. I'll take that hit. If we can build it in 5 months and launch on month 6, we can beat the Soviets. We can beat them. Or the Chinese, whoever's going against us here. The other ones... So, multi-crew orbit. The Europeans are getting there in 7 months. We can get there before them as well. We can beat everyone to these 2 missions, maybe. Gulp. Mariner research is complete. Maximum mission training bonus increased. Too bad we don't have the time to train anybody on anything. Oh, no. I'm going to have to hire some new astronauts, aren't I? Because I'm going to use all 3 in this mission, and then I'm not going to have anybody for the next mission. So, if we were to train for this, it would probably be to boost the science output. But whatever training we select is not going to be big. Because I have to launch soon. Okay, the ESA is launching in September. We will launch in August. We'll beat them by a month. Now I got to pick a new research. I want mission control, and then we'll jump back to doing more mission research. Astronaut praises NASA, and we get some extra support. Alright, our orbital EVA vehicle is complete. We're going to have to hire some new astronauts to launch these missions simultaneously. And let's do a quick check of what is necessary. Lots of communications is necessary for this. So anybody that gives us communications is going to be helpful. Do we have another communicator? I don't know. Ooh, starting each task with 1 power is not bad. Fine, we'll take Yamaguchi the celebrity. And maybe the electrician? I kind of like the electrician having an extra power. Alright. Those are our 2 astronauts going in the EVA. They're going to have 0 time for training. But we're going to give them payload reliability training. Yep. We're going to beat the Chinese by 1 month. We're launching both. Both of our stuff is launching on the same month. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see there's chat here. There's been nobody talking so far. Hello, Craig. Hello, Chris Salton. I do like space games. I haven't played Buzz Aldrin's Space Agency. Do you recommend it? I've seen ads for it, but I didn't hear any buzz around it, so I never really looked into it. This is an ambitious mission, by the way. These missions are likely to include special resources such as thrust or heat. Yeah. Okay, difficulty. So we're gonna... This is gonna be a tough mission. We just gotta... We don't even need to pass it with flying colors. There's 2 missions here happening at the same time. We're gonna launch them both. And I actually like this one more than Kerbal Space Program. I appreciate Kerbal Space Program. I understand why so many people like it. There's just too much micromanagement in it for me. I get too bored of micromanaging all the tiny little elements. Oh, we can't take any time to delay to get better conditions. 73 is the best we got. If you like this, though, and you like tabletop games, there's a game called Leaving Earth. This reminds me a lot of Leaving Earth. It's got a lot of similar feelings. Except Leaving Earth is a race to collect victory points from various things in the Apollo era and just beyond the Apollo era. So it kind of ends in the 80s if you get... Well, it ends in the 70s, and if you get the expansion, it goes up into the 80s, I believe. Oh, good. But, point is, Leaving Earth is a great little game. It's a very mathy game, but if you like the feel of this game, you might like that game. That's a fun tabletop one. All right, Orbital EVA. Haven't done any of these more complicated missions yet, so let's see how this happens. We need lots of navigation. It's only a 15% reward if we get the bonus. That's not a huge bonus. So let's just focus on getting the 5 and 10 first. It's going to take both crew. Ugh. I say, ugh, to you, sir. Well, we could get a bunch of data. And with that data, we could produce stuff we need. That gets us real close in a single turn, to be honest. Those combinations. I like this little mini game. I know it's not realistic at all, but as far as puzzles go, it's enjoyable. Well, I'll definitely check out the Buzz Aldrin Space Manager then. Oh, we got it. Okay. So in 4 turns, we got 3, 6. Sorry, if we multiply these by 4, we'll make it. So if we just keep doing what we just did, we'll make it. Which means we do this and then this, right? That's what we did last time, and that'll get us that'll get us to the finish line. Oh, I misclicked. Then if we can get the 15% reward over the next 2 turns, it's kind of going to be up to luck. If we don't have to spend any extra power, we might make it. Oh, and if we get a little bonus, that's good too. Usually 1 is not going to make the difference, but it might. So that gets us to 19 and 9. You know what else I just finished? I finished watching Queen's Gambit on Netflix. That was a surprisingly engaging show. It's not the kind of show I would normally be into, and yet I really enjoyed it. We'll have 2 extra power, and we'll get the bonus. Excellent. Mission accomplished. Phase 1 complete. Next task, conduct mission EVAs. And there's a new element now to these more complicated missions. We've got to correct for drift in addition to all these other things. So the puzzles get harder. Great precision is required for complex maneuvers such as docking. Keep drift within the required parameters to complete the task. Falling outside the parameters will only fail the mission when no turns remain. Interesting. Interesting. I don't know if this is drift positive or drift negative. That's an interesting problem. It seems like drift only goes... Does drift go down every turn? Maybe. Let's see. We need 6 and 6, or 12 and 12. Well, it looks like getting the communications is going to be real easy. That's going to get us halfway there. Whoa, living on a prayer. Oh, we got hit with that, huh? Resist. All right. I think I can just do that again, basically. That gets us pretty damn close, and we keep an extra 3 power in reserve. Oh, we got an extra data. Okay. Oh, and then we kind of failed. Command's output will be reduced by 1 data. That's okay, because we got an extra. We'll save the power. Okay, we've passed. And all we need to do now is try to get 3 extra... Well, that's easy. And then we need 6 extra data. Oh, yeah, and that gives us some... Okay. So we got 2 more turns. We're going to do that. We're going to do that. We're just not even going to deal with the drift. Ah, the power. We need the extra. Okay, and now we do the same thing here because we've got 2... It's the last turn. We're in the drift. We got it. We got it. There it is. Task complete. Now we've got a damn heat to worry about. Heat shield, radiation, something terrible. Perform controlled re-entry. Instead of, like, just drop it towards the planet and see what happens. We have to have the re-entry. Heat will be modified between 1 and 3 at the start of the next turn. Keep it below 3. Interesting. So this is actually cooling, because we're taking heat in. Oh, that's interesting. And it will fluctuate by 1 to 3 at the start of the next turn. So we don't have to worry, unless, if this is sitting at 3, then we're done, we lose. But, this bonus seems like very difficult to obtain. We do have 7 power at least. What can our guys do here? Now that's real good. And then this twice gets us pretty close. So let's see how the heat works. It may go up, it may go down. Okay, heat check is fine. Oh, we gained some heat. Ugh. So we definitely have to consume some. We could generate the data in order to consume 2 heat to get 5. It'll also produce us 1 navigation. Alternatively, we could just do this to consume 1 heat. That's not enough. Oh, because we're above 3. We'd have to do this twice to get back into the safety zone. That at least gets us kind of close to where we need to be. That actually gets us exactly where we need to be. But this is probably the next thing I want to do. I've still got 1 astronaut. That kind of sucks. I don't need the data, though. So let's do this. It'll get us into the safety zone. Oh, and there's a failure. Damn it. Let's resist it. Save the power here. Not save the power, rather. Use the power. Spend the power. We got it. Okay. These do get a little trickier. Oh, God, more heat. So when it says, oh, it's modified, you gain that much heat. We're re-entering. The heat is always going up. Oops. Apologies. I must get rid of that. I really do want to get to 12 and 12. We've already passed, right? So we're going to succeed. We just got to figure out how to get to 12. We only need 2 navigation. And we need 3. So we could do something like this. This. And, oh. That is not enough either. So we definitely need to do this, right? That has to happen. That was just barely getting us there. Now we have way too much communicate, because the only way to get rid of the heat is to do signal attenuation tests. I don't know how that drains heat, but it does. I don't know how we're going to get that navigation, though, if the heat keeps going up that much. We won't have time to get the navigation. Task will end if the above conditions are not met. Does that mean, though, that if the task is going to end anyway, but does it mean it ends in failure? I don't know. I don't have any data. This is really all I need. I guess I gotta test it at one point. I don't want to be beholden to this. No, it is payload failure. That is exactly what it is. It's 100% payload failure. So we have to do this. this, and this. That doesn't get us there. Oh my god. Huh. So we have to do this, this. Oh no. There's no way to avoid failure here, is there? There is. That's how we do it. It doesn't get us the reward, but we still succeed. Damn. All right. Well, we gotta get these boys home successfully. Wow, got an extra data. Huzzah. The science boys back home will be real happy about that. I almost didn't have enough power for that. Almost. All right, we made it first, baby. Yes! Orbital EVA. And we got a small bonus for getting the other parts of that successful. Spacewalk. All right, those guys are out for the count for quite a while, but we've got the other active mission ready to launch. Oh, god damn. It's raining, but listen, if we don't launch on this rainy, crappy day for a launch, the Soviets win. We can't have that. We're going. It's happening.
3, 2, 1.
Oh boy. Come on.
We have liftoff.
We do. We do have liftoff. I think that looks stable. Doesn't that look stable? Okay, I think they made it. Good. All right. Our Atlas is now fully reliable. As reliable as it can possibly get. I don't know why we need all these things. Multi-crew orbit. Just stay up there with more than one person. No problem. We actually technically did that already when we did the spacewalk. But that's okay. We start with a navigation and with a comms. That is nice. We've got 3 astronauts. That's going to give us a lot of leeway here. Because this seems kind of like a no-brainer. It gives us a lot of everything we need. Oh, of course there's a break in everything. Will be reduced by 1. Let's resist it. Ay, ay, ay. Costs us an action later to get that power back, but... Alright, so we've succeeded for sure. I'm going to build up a little bit of a power reserve on this turn and see if we can maybe convert that into success on the future turns. So we're almost at 11 already for that. That gets us to beat these, and then it's really just a question of how do we get the navigation. That's how, probably. Oh, wow, we've got 3 turns remaining? Oh, that's easy. Gave us a ton of turns. Oh, God, unless we do that. Because now, we kind of just do the same thing, right? As long as we got 2 turns remaining, let's not take any chances here. Oh, bother. That'll do. Oh. Attitude control error. Send some power to fix it. All right. Controlled re-entry. That's all. That's all. Two little phases here. That's all she wrote. Gulp. Having the extra astronaut does seem pretty damn valuable, especially... So getting rid of this heat sooner is good. Starting with a comms is nice, too. Wow, we need 20 and 19 to get the big reward. We also need data. That seems like a good combination that I just did there. Wish I can remember to do that next time. Oh, there was a problem. Data transmission. Error! Error! That's what power's for, I guess. Oh, come on. Alright, we'll accept 1 less than normal. Heat is... Wow! Shooting way up again. Son of a... Okay. We're going to have so much extra data. Sure. Tiny rolls. Oh, I didn't need to spend that power. That was dumb. Yeah, okay, we'll accept an extra data cost, because we don't need data. We're generating so much of it already. Alright, how many more turns do we have here? 3 turns remaining. We're already getting pretty close. We definitely want this, this, and I don't know, maybe this? Because that can let us use this multiple times next turn. And we'll recharge the power with the other one. Ay, 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 this thing is falling apart. Get me the engineers that made this thing, okay? This is nonsense. Wow. Alright, the heat is actually no problem. We don't have to worry about the heat this time. We just need to generate... That's enough. Now we need to generate 6 purple stuff. Crap. Generating purple stuff is not easy. I'm gonna need... Oh. I don't think it's possible. I think I've locked myself out. Unless... That'll do. Now, everything needs to go right, but it will work. All right. Gulp. Okay, okay. 2 more. No room for error. Ah, you son of a bitch, you did it. If it's 1 less output, we might still work. I think it still works. Oh, God, again? You gotta be... Seriously. It's gonna get me right below the number. Oh, you bastard. Well, that is disappointing. I had so many... Oh, wait, I got another turn? Oh, boy. I did not realize I had another turn. Okay. Now it doesn't really matter at all. But why not have another error while you're at it? Seriously, the engineers who made this thing are getting fired. The astronauts are up there putting together wires with tape to try to keep this thing together, to provide electricity where it's needed in the system to stabilize everything and prevent explosion upon re-entry. And those engineers back home are just like, well, it's the best we could do. Nice job, guys. Nice job. Going first got us a big bonus, and then another big bonus for a 50% increase. Nice, nice, nice. That's a lot of science for the next several months. That will help us catch up. And the support. Oh boy, the support. Our funding is going to go way up. Well, up at least a little bit. But can that get us to the moon in time? Probably. Look how much science we're getting to turn, bitches. The question is, I wish you could zoom out. We can now go to Venus? No. Maybe it was Mars that we can go to. We can do a Mars flyby mission. We'll be last, but it's worth a lot of science. To be honest, though, what I'd like to do is something real cheap that can get us a lot of money. Do we have any good requests that will get us money? Yes, we can. Heat shield analysis. That is super lucrative. Seven navigation. What do we wind up paying? How much more for a better power system? Wow, that's a lot more for a better power. We're going to go with standard payload. Yeah, let's go with standard. Because I've got buildings I've got to build, and they're very expensive. And now I need another mission. Maybe that other mission will be the Mars flyby. Ooh, that's a nice looking beast right there. That's cool. Now, this mission requires 5, whatever that is, and it comes in 2 phases. Navigation seems pretty important. Data seems mostly unimportant. Oh, we changed the color. Look at that. Ooh, better payload. We're going to keep it on standard, though. Start building that payload as well. And, let's just... Ooh, extravehicular photography. Nice. And now we've got the ability to build more buildings we can't afford. But we will hopefully be able to afford them once we complete this other mission. And now we're going to continue down these missions to get to the moon landing. I don't know what their situation is with Mars orbit, Venus orbit, Mercury orbit. Let's go take a quick look. They're researching it. They've got the research for Mars orbit. What about Venus orbit? That's already happened. They're already orbiting Venus, so I'm way behind there. Mercury is happening right now. So if we research Mars orbit, we've got a decent chance of getting first or second. Because I don't know what that is. That's Mars flyby happening right now. Mars orbit, 2 of them have completed the research for it, but they haven't gone yet. So if we get the research done, and we get Mariner 8... done. They're beating us to these things, but we could probably come in 3rd, maybe 2nd. And the good news is we've already got some parts unlocked for it. Offer to help a rival. They want to share the payload technology. So we could get some more support if we give them some science. No. No science for you. Everybody else is coming in second for EVAs and multi-crew orbits. All right, I'm going to call it there. It's a little late in the afternoon, actually, for me. We're going to continue this tomorrow, 10:30 Eastern Time, and we'll see how far we go if we can get all the way to Orion. Project Orion is the goal. Thanks for watching, everybody. I will see you tomorrow.